Hey, it's good to be back with you again. I'm so happy that you decided to invite me into your home today. Well, we're going to paint something a little smaller, I think. I got the canvas turned horizontal. We're painting on a dry canvas, in fact, except this one is painted black. We're starting off with a very dark, dark ground today. All I did was put a little bit of black oil paint all over the canvas. It's all ready to go. It's very dry, but it's okay. It's going to make the colors show up real nice today. Well, you know what I like to do? Let's go ahead and get our 2-inch brush, out. This one's made with natural hairs, and I like to use the natural hairs because they don't streak as much as the synthetic hairs do. I've done good work with synthetic hairs, but you know what? It's a lot easier to paint with the natural hair brushes like this. When they get smaller, it doesn't matter so much, but with the big brushes, natural hairs is my favorite. Okay, let's go ahead and get out a little bit of this ultramarine here, and while I'm getting started, all the names of the colors are going to be going across the screen for you. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to take a little bit of this white color along with some of the blue, and we're just going to do some crisscross strokes all across, just like that. And you know what we might do? We might even take a little bit, just a little bit. I said a little bit, not a lot. A little bit of the phthalo green. Okay? And just throw that in there. Okay. I already got some paint on my finger. Well, I don't know how long you've been with us, but we got ourselves a little bit of a mental bingo card on this show, where every time we have an episode, pretty much, there's a whole list of things that gotta happen in every episode. And for instance, I get paint on my hands, and we don't have a real bingo card. We just kind of check it off mentally. And again, while I'm making all these strokes for the sky, we're just making crisscross strokes or X strokes, however you want to think of it. And go down a little further than you think you need to. A little further, and you'll be golden. There. That's all there is to it. While we're here, I'm going to go ahead and clean off my thumb a little bit. There. We already got one for the old bingo card, and it hasn't hardly been a few minutes yet. Okay. Well, here's what I want to do. Actually, I'm going to put this down and get my 1-inch brush. This brush is just the same, pretty much. It's got natural hairs. The only difference. Ooh, actually, you know what I want to do? I'm going to take that same brush that we were using, and I'm just going to tap the paint into the bristles, because we're going to want to. When you tap the bristles like this, it evenly distributes the paint. All right. Tap the bristles. Tap it. Just like that. Okay. Now go to the corners. Okay. Actually, I can go ahead and get a little bit of phthalo green on that. Now you want to be careful with phthalo green because he's going to be a bully. Ooh. It's a very, very strong color, so be very careful with it. Okay. We're already getting a lot of that a lot of that phthalo green in there. Okay. Now start the corners like this. Okay. And as you go down, the strokes are going to become lighter. But as you go to the top, the strokes are going to be darker. And if you ever look up at the sky, you'll notice that the sky is a little darker at the top than it is at the bottom where the horizon line is. And that's just because of particles and air and distance and all those wonderful perspective tricks. Now here's what we're going to do. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of the vermilion here and get that into the white paint. I'm going to pull out a lot of white. Now, if you've ever painted clouds with me before, you know what this little trick is. We just get a little bit of the vermilion, a little bit, and a lot of white. And then we go in and, well, I'm just going to get a little bit more white. I think I need. Maybe I'll pull some over here, you know? There. That's what we do. And notice how I'm pulling. So I got a lot of paint, just a thick wad of paint on the edge there. It's exactly what I want. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wave this around. Okay. Then we go over to the other side here. Okay. Load it up again, and okay. That's what you gotta do. You gotta make all those noises or else it ain't gonna work right. Then you go again. Who knows? Let the brush go wherever it wants. It's going wild, isn't it? Yeah, it is. There. Now you got a whole bunch of clouds up in that sky. We'll take the dry 2-inch now and we're gonna floof the cloud. That means we're just gonna bring it up in an arc like this. Don't bring it straight up and down. If you bring it straight up and down, it's gonna make it look like it's raining. And maybe it is raining, and maybe you want to do that. I don't know. But right here, right now, we're just going to throw these clouds down, and we're just going to leave them like that and give it a little bit of a floof. And then with the edge, with just a couple of hairs on the end of your brush there, go to the bottom of each cloud and give it a little swirl. That little swirl is just going to mist out the bottom, okay? Mist it out. Very softly. Okay? And once you got that, show that brush who's boss, and we'll go side to side, just like this. And that's really all you got to do. Everything looks nice and tidy now. And that's how easy it is to create those clouds. Now, we're going to go ahead and, you know what I want to do? I want to rinse off my little brush. I dropped it. Here. In my bucket here, I have a 5-gallon bucket. It's filled with odorless turpentine. I don't use real turpentine because it's too sticky, it's too flammable, it's too smelly. It's got all that stuff going on. It's not worth it. And I have a grating at the bottom of my bucket. Now, after I rinse my brush, I bang it, get any excess turpentine off. I give it a little wipe on the edge, and I go over here, I show it who's boss. It's so much fun, I swear. I swear it is the most fun you'll ever have. Be careful doing that in your house, though, or else you're going to make all your relatives mad. You might get kicked out. Okay, let's take this dry brush now. We're just gonna mix up a nice dark color. And you know what we use for this dark color? We're going to use some ultramarine. We're going to use some alizarin crimson, and then we're going to use a touch of the phthalo green. Phthalo green just gives it a little bit more of a neutral color. Now you mix these three together, you're going to get the most wonderful things. You're going to get dark black, you're going to get purple, you can get teal if you want it, or turquoise, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you can get all kinds of things. And if I really want to distribute things, I'll go in here and I'll tap this brush. Now what I want is for this to have just a little bit more of that alizarin crimson in there. I'm going to tap the bristles just like this so that we have a nice even distribution. Okay, now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead right up here. Actually, I'm going to go down here because we want the color to be darker at the bottom than it is at the top. Now let's pick a good spot. Let's pick a good old spot. Let's pick a spot like right here. And then let the bristles bend up like that. Okay? And then what you're doing is you're letting the bristles bend and you're twisting the brush all around to make all these little shapes like this. Okay? Remember, it's easy to forget. I do it sometimes too. Start at the bottom, then move your way up. Because you want that dark color to be really concentrated at the bottom. And make sure this has kind of a lavender kind of bent to it. Maybe a little reddish. It's going to look really nice. Really, really nice. If you leave it with just a little bit of a lavender color. Okay? And it doesn't matter too much. It doesn't matter too much if you don't get it perfect, because we're going to be covering up a lot of this. Again, this is mostly alizarin crimson with some ultramarine and just a touch of the phthalo green. You can always go back and get a little bit more if you need it. But of course, I always suggest that you mix up a little bit more than you think you need. Okay. Ooh, look at that. We're getting some wonderful colors here today. It's already happening. It's so easy to paint like this, isn't it? Just imagine yourself walking through this forest. This little patch of woods. Actually, it's not really a forest. We're kind of just going into a park here. What we're painting today is a park in Washington, D.C. that I've been to. Everybody's been to D.C. at some point in their lives, right? Well, I sure have. I don't know about you, but I sure have. And it's a fun place to go. It's just nice to be a part of history and experience it. Okay, now here's what we can do. We can go ahead and, you know what I want to do? I want to go ahead and create a little bit more. I want to create a little bit more of that wild color that we had going on. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a lot of this. We're going to take maybe a little bit more phthalo green. but mostly still the lavender color that we made with the alizarin and the ultramarine, as well as the phthalo green. But again, just get a touch of that phthalo in there. Okay, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead. We're going to fill in all the blanks here with some of this color. And there might be a little bit of white in it. If there's a little bit of white, it's okay. But what really matters is that we just fill it in right now, okay? There we go. And we got most of the problem already solved. Okay. Isn't that neat? Yeah, it sure is. Okay, let's take this brush here now. And let's go into, I'm going to get a little bit of, I'm going to get that chrome yellow. Actually, I'm going to pull the paint. I'm just going to get a little bit of our ultramarine in there too. Yeah, we're going to have ourselves a nice green. Not too bright now. This is going to be mostly chrome yellow. Mostly chrome yellow, okay? So, look how much paint I got in there. That's how much paint I got. Alright, so here's what we do. We go to the top here, and now we're going to pick out some shapes. We're just going to let the bristles bend up, okay? And then maybe we'll twist the brush around. And you want the color, the highlight, to be more concentrated at the top than at the bottom, okay? And we'll pick another spot right here. And again, you want to leave some of these dark spots showing, all right? It's okay to leave some of those dark spots showing. And look how nice this is going to look. Look how nice this is. Boy, this is wonderful. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. Let's go ahead and maybe pick out some spots up here and there. And then we got some of that. And we'll leave some of it showing. And then we'll go up here. Okay. Take a little bit more of the yellow, that chrome yellow. Imagine where all the patches of light are. Imagine where they are. Okay? Yeah, maybe we got one down here. Why not? Why not? There. That's nice. That's nice. And we'll go over here maybe and maybe get a little something there. Why not? And then maybe we got a little patch over here where we can just throw some of that in. There. That's where that goes. Remember to let the bristles bend up, and it'll create these unpredictable little patterns like this, where you can go ahead and get it in, and then leave the dark part showing so that some of that still shines through. Alright? Now, here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to take a little bit more of this color. Okay? Add a little bit of phthalo green. Alright. As well as the ultramarine. Okay. There that goes. Oops. I'm already knocking my knives around. Okay. Well, let's go right here. And there's going to be like this little patch of land out over this way. Like this grass just growing out yonder. Okay? There it goes. Oh, you can practically smell the springtime, can't you? That fresh bloom. Yeah. Those good old times where the sun is shining, waiting for you to come bask in its glory. Oh, it's such a nice time of year, where it feels like anything is possible. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take just a little bit of, the white color over here. I'm going to take a little bit of that yellow, along with some of the green, okay? And then we're going to go right in here and throw some of this color down on top of that, okay? There. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's a nice color. Sometimes all you gotta do is adjust your greens a little bit. Don't be afraid to adjust them. Because sometimes the most unexpected things will happen when you start to adjust things, okay? Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little bit more of that phthalo color. I'm going to stick it right in there. Okay? And I'm going to take just a little bit of the chrome yellow, as I am wont to do, I suppose. I'll take a little bit of white, just like this. Okay. Then right in here, we're going to have a little bit more of a lime green kind of thing going. Okay. There. There's where that goes. And maybe we'll just fill in a few things right here. Because maybe we got some stuff going on over this way. There. There's where that goes. That feels so good to get that. That just feels wonderful. Alright. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out my big old knife here. Because we got some things we got to do now. Let me set down my palette for the time being. And right about here is the point where we got to make some big decisions, I think. Well, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Let me scratch out. Ooh. I'm going to scratch out a head because we got some statues here. We got statues of soldiers over here where they're kind of just walking through the field. And it's very lifelike. It looks like they're really going out to battle or something. It's just a really, really interesting thing to see, I think. So I thought that I would memorialize this today. And how far do we want to go out? How far do we want to go out? We want to go out to about yay far. Okay. Yeah, about that far. Okay. Yeah, about that far. Sometimes you want to angle your blade so you get an idea of the perspective of something. And keep in mind your proportions while you're doing this. Now, I've always told you that painting people is terribly difficult work. And it's no different here. This is going to be a very difficult, somewhat challenging piece, but we're going to try to keep it as simple as possible. You know what I say, I like to challenge you, and I want to invite you to challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to do that, okay? Alright, so we already got one outline right there. Now we're going to have, there it goes. Now maybe over this way we're going to have a couple of other figures kind of just hanging out over this way. Okay. Maybe we got one right there and then one right next to them. Yeah, they're smack in the middle like this. Okay. We'll just scratch out a couple of shapes. The reason that we take off the paint like this, the reason that we take it off like that, let's figure out what the top of this guy's head's going to be. The top of his head is going to be about yay high. Okay. There he is. There he is. And then we'll figure out his form right here. The reason that we go through all this, and we go through the pains of scraping off so much paint, is to keep the paint from getting too thick. It's not good for the paint to get too thick. Otherwise, this gets a lot harder to paint. And this is already hard enough to paint without you having to worry about, oh, you know, having to worry about making all kinds of corrections just because you got the paint too thick that on the first go. Believe you me, you don't want to go ahead and try to correct any of this all over again because it's too hard. Give him a little bit of a foot there, and we'll give him another foot right about here. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Okay, and there's another guy. He's kind of looking around, wondering what's coming next. He's got the sense like, oh boy, I'm in big trouble. The enemy's out there waiting for me. Well, if this was at the point in history where he was being depicted, he's not wrong, I suppose. Anyway, here they are out in this field. And we got another one. We got another one. We found him. We found him. Don't worry. We found him. Okay. There's that guy. And then we'll go ahead and get another fella right here. Yeah, we'll get him. And these guys are going to be a little smaller, I think. Just a tad smaller. And they're going to be out this way. They're going to be a little harder to see. But we got him. We got him. No need to worry. Now, let's go ahead. Take our palette back up now. We got that rough business done, let's get ourselves a nice dark color. And I think I want to use quite a bit of alizarin crimson on this with just a little bit of phthalo green. You know, we don't use a lot of phthalo green, but we do use it because it's so nice for making certain colors. It's very hard to live without the phthalo green, so we use it. But a lot of times, other colors are better suited for the job. Like alizarin crimson, it's such a versatile color. And ultramarine, both. So versatile. And I want this to be mostly alizarin crimson right now. Okay, so let's pull that out, cut through. We got that mighty roll of paint right there, right? Yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Now let's go through here, and we're gonna set all this down, okay? Okay. This is what we do. This is how we do it, okay? Now hopefully you scraped off enough paint. Otherwise this might get a little difficult. But we're still in a place where we're going to be okay, even if we mess up a little bit. Because you know what we're going to do? What we're going to do, after we're done using a knife here, is we're going to take just a little bit of that paint off using one of our brushes. And I think for this one we're going to use, we might use a round brush, because we got some pretty tiny shapes over in here. Okay. And we got this guy right here. He's kind of doing his thing, and then we got his friend over here who's also doing his thing. Yeah, they're real tiny. They're real far away. They're trying to catch up to these fellas. They heard there was an evac over here, and the guys in front here said, boy, we're getting out of here. You guys better stop dilly-dallying back there and catch up. Alright, so this fella's, you know, he's got a leg that's kind of hanging out over there. There it goes. Oops, that was a lot of paint. And sometimes you get more paint than you bargain for. Ain't that the truth? Okay. There's his shoulder right there, and here's his little hood, and here's him. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give him a little bit of a shroud right there. They've all got parkas on. They've all got their parkas on because it's, you know, the weather's pretty rough. Maybe they all decided to put them on because it was such a rainy day, and you know, they didn't want to get all their gear wet. Because you get all your gear wet, you wind up with all kinds of troublesome things like trench foot and, you know, wet underwear and all that business. All the things that make it a little harder to do what you need to do. Also, your gun probably jams a little bit, so that doesn't help any at all, does it? No, that ain't gonna help you none. And if you're in enemy territory, well, good luck. That's what I say. Whew. So hopefully none of that happens. Okay. Alright, so we got some of this. Now let's go ahead and get another one of these silhouettes right over here. Okay. Yeah, there they go. Okay. That's good. Okay, so we got the silhouettes all done here. We got the silhouettes all figured out. That's part of the goal. Now here's what I want to do next. I want to take my fan brush and using that chrome yellow, we're going to highlight a few things out in front here. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Alright, all these little spaces in between here, we're just going to we're just going to throw a little bit of something in there. Give it a little bit of color, because we got all these nice little plants happening here. Yeah. And go ahead and leave a little bit of darkness in there. We can go all the way over here and start figuring out, where's this one going to be? This one going to be in here. Yeah, he's going to go this way. And it's going to kind of go this way too. Uh-oh. There it goes. Ooh, that's nice. That's actually really nice. I didn't expect that to be so nice. Well, that's a pleasant surprise, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is. Okay, we got this one over here and this one kind of going over this way. Alright. And we'll take a little bit and bring the foliage over this way. Maybe this is going over his foot a little bit. I don't know. Whenever you need to get more of the chrome yellow, go ahead and get it. is just chrome yellow, and we're letting the bristles bend up, so it creates a little bit of an arc. So that helps us create these plant shapes right here, all this foliage like this, because all this stuff is kind of just bending over. Okay, and that's really all there is to it, just like that. And if we want to, we can go back over here and maybe get a couple of things else over here. I don't know. I don't think we should mess with it too much. We should probably just leave that the way it is. I think that's good. I think that is delightful. All right. Now let's take, I don't know, let's go ahead and take fill. We'll take fill right now, and we'll set down the palette for this moment, okay? And let's go ahead and, this is the moment of truth, so to speak. This is where we figure out all the finality of our shapes. This is the point where you want to stop fooling around and make your decisions, okay? So we got the shape of this fellow right here. And it goes all the way down here. And it goes all the way over there. Okay? There it goes. Now, this guy's a big fella, isn't he? Yeah, he's a big fella, all right. But we got to get him. We got to get him. And here's his shoulder. Here's his shoulder. Slopes down like that. There it goes. He's going to cover up all this space right here. I know. He's taking up all kinds of space. He's kind of a hog. I kid because I love. All right. Now here's his hoodie. We got a little silhouette, a little hood on the back of his poncho. His poncho. And then we're gonna paint his face. And here's his helmet. Okay. His helmet is gonna be tilted a little bit to the side there. And it's gonna go up a little bit. There it goes. Okay. We already got it. Now these guys back here, we are barely going to see them. So they don't need a lot, but they need just a little bit to help us figure out what they're going to do. Okay? And maybe we need to go ahead and just wipe a little bit of paint on this roll of paper towels here, because boy, that's quite a bit of paint, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is. Go ahead and refine the shape wherever you think you need to. But remember to keep these guys really tiny if you decide to try this. You don't have to paint this way. Remember that. Maybe you just like watching. Maybe you just want to kick back, relax, have yourself some iced tea or a nice soda or something like that. Have yourself a nice refreshment and just kind of kick back and take a load off. I know how it is. Life is tough. And maybe you just enjoy watching painting. Maybe you just enjoy watching the work. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay? Now here's this guy's shoulder right here. Okay? And his poncho is going to go right, it's going to go right this way. Okay? Okay, and he's got his foot right over this way. Here's his boot coming out. This is going to kind of just going to go right there. Okay. That's good. He's got a big old boot, doesn't he? If you make any mistakes, by the way, because I know that sometimes we make mistakes while doing this, you can go ahead and just put in a little bit more foliage, and that'll cover it up, okay? Now, here's what we're going to do. Angle this brush, because, they don't wear their helmets straight on top of their heads. The helmets are tilted, so that it gets out of their eyes. It protects the back of their head, too. So, remember that helmets, when they put them on, they're not perfectly straight. They cover things up a little bit. And here's the face, right in here. Right in here. There's the hood, covering up the shoulder back there. And the helmet tilts up. Okay? And same thing here. Helmet tilts up. And his face is going to be out that way. And this guy's a little bit hunched over. He's kind of taking a look-see, wondering what's going to happen next. He's a little frightened. But you know what? He's at war. So of course he's a little frightened. Because war is very scary. And I do not like it. I do not like it at all. And I don't think there's anybody who really does. You know who people are who like war? The people who don't have to fight in them. And that's the only people who like them. Yep, ain't that the truth? Okay, I'm gonna wipe this guy a little bit, but I'm still gonna follow the line of this fellow right here, because we want to create that separation so we know where we have to paint them. Okay? Now this guy right here, well, and this guy, because we're not going to see a lot of him. We're going to see a little bit of this guy, but not much of these two. Now, remember, his helmet tilts up, up, up. Okay? His face is going to be right here. See that? See that? Just try to visualize it the best you can. Visualize it. And if you don't get it perfectly right, don't get upset with yourself. I do not want you to beat yourself up over this. Stay calm when you do this. If you don't get it right, just try again. Get yourself a small canvas so you don't have to worry about losing a whole bunch of work. That way, if you screw it up, you can just try again. And use some cheap paints, too. Don't use expensive stuff. Use the cheap stuff, so if you screw up, you're not wasting a whole bunch of money on paints. When you get more experience, you can use more expensive stuff. But right now, nah, you don't want to do that to yourself. You waste a whole bunch of paint, and you waste a big old canvas, you're going to get real discouraged. But if you just use like a little canvas, oh, I mean, what's the big deal if you screw it up a little bit, right? Right. Okay. Now look at this. We've already got all the silhouettes figured out, okay? Now, we're going to get out our round. We need a round brush, okay? Let's get out this, that might be a little bit too big. Let's get out, I think we're going to get out a smaller round. And I'm going to get out first my palette knife. Okay. I'm going to use my little palette knife here to figure out exactly what color we're going to be using. We've already got kind of the color that we want right here, don't we? Yeah, we do, a little bit. So let's use just a little bit, a little bit of the vermilion, okay? Just like this, to create this light violet color, okay? Just a little bit, got ourselves a little bit of a hair in the paint there. There's another one for the bingo card. Go ahead and mark that one off. That one happens a lot. You know what I call that? I call that the trials and tribulations of painting right there. Okay, get yourself a little bit of ultramarine, a little bit of vermilion. Now remember, this is going to be mostly vermilion. Between the ultramarine and the vermilion, of course. Alright? That's really all there is to it. Now, here's where we're gonna take a big old hunk of that titanium white. Get ourselves a highlight right here. Ooh, I know. Now isn't that brave and daring? I know. Okay? Now, don't mix it too much. You're gonna be tempted to mix it a lot. And we got just enough, I think, to get through all this. Okay? Because we're not going to be applying this with a knife. We're going to be applying it with a brush. Now, for the shadow color on here, you know what I think we're going to need? I think we're going to need a little bit more. I think we're going to need a little bit more of the ultramarine in here. Okay? So go ahead and mix yourself up a color. It's a little darker, a little bluer. All right? Don't be afraid to get a little bit of that ultramarine in there. Let that ultramarine show off, okay? And leave it marbled. Don't mix it too much. You might even want to add just a little bit of white for sparkle, okay? Okay, look at that. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's good. Here, we'll add just a tiny bit more. Tiny bit more. There. That's all we need. Okay? Okay, that's all we need there. All right, so let's set that knife aside. Let's take the brush back up. Now, we're going to do some really bold and daring things now. Here's what we need. We'll take this brush, okay? And then we'll start right at the top, right here, and make some decisions. Okay? There. Now his entire head here is going to be pretty much lit up. The helmet, that is. Okay. There it goes. Okay. So don't be afraid to get that shape. Go ahead and cover up all the darkness there. Okay? Go ahead and cover it. There it goes. And the edges go out just a little bit more. just like this. And then the brim kind of goes across here and kind of shifts around in a circle. All right? There. Oh, that's looking so nice. Now, here's what we want to make a little bit of a shift. Get his nose like right there. And we'll get another one of his facial features right here. And then we'll get another one right there. His chin right here. Okay. And then we'll look for his poncho and get the hood right here, just like that. Okay. Find a little bit more of it right here. Ooh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Now, this is going to outline his face a little bit. A little bit. Okay. And we'll go ahead and just get a little bit of a fold that's right under this, like right there. Okay? And that looks so nice. It looks so nice. Okay. Looking good, man. Looking good. Alright. Now we got a little bit going on. We need to be careful. We need to be careful. We need to make some decisions about where we want all this to go. Like maybe we want a little bit of something right here. Maybe we want a little bit of a cheekbone right here, right? Depending on how much you want to show of them. How much do you want to show? Ask yourself that. You want to show a little or a lot? Okay? Now here's where we're going to show off some folds, okay? And his folds are going to drape all the way down here, okay? Just like that. And then they're going to go all the way down to about right here. Okay. Just like this. There it goes. Now, here's where we go down this way. Okay, just like that. And leave a little bit of separation there. Because you know how it is. You know how it is. There's got to be a little bit of darkness in between, you know, this fella here and all the stuff on him. Okay? And we'll find another fold right here, and we'll go down to about, we'll go down to about right here. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. Check that out. Check that out. Now look how far we're already getting. Now you can let the paint break a little bit because these guys are made of stone. So it's okay. It's okay to do that. You know what else we're going to do? We're going to go right here. Show off a little bit of something right there. Maybe you go right here. Okay. And go right here too. There. Look at that. Look at all that. Look how much we've done. How much have we done already? Look at us getting the shape of these fellas in. That's really what you want to concentrate on. Maybe you don't want to concentrate on the face too much. Maybe you want to get the shape on. Okay? It's perfectly fine if you just want to focus on the shape. You decide what you want to include in your painting because it's your painting. You can do whatever you want. My friend, you can do whatever you want with your painting because it's yours. It's not mine. I'm just here to show you how you can do things, not how you have to. Remember that. I'm not here to show you how you have to do it. This is just a suggestion. Okay, we might go in here and get a little something right there. All right. Again, just little suggestions about all of his facial features. All right. Maybe we've got his hood coming in just a little bit there. Why not? Why not? Okay. Then we're going to go in here. Okay. Just capture the essence of these guys. The essence. Capture the essence of them. You don't have to capture every little detail. it doesn't matter. We don't have to capture them because they're so far off. That way we can just put in some small details and it's suggested. And that way it becomes a lot easier. Now this guy right here, he's going to have the same thing going on with his helmet. Okay? He's going to have this bright highlight on top of his helmet here to let us know, yes, I am wearing a helmet. And I'm at battle. Okay? Just like that. Then he's going to have a little bit of a hood going right here. There he is. There he is. Okay? And ooh, that's a lot of paint, actually. That's more paint than I bargained for. Okay. Well, if you get too much, just kind of play around with it a little. You know, try to brush some things out and add and take some things away. Like right here, ooh, get some Batman vibes from this guy with the way his cape is, not his cape, but his poncho. I call it a cape. It's more of a poncho. It's just a rain poncho. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this is looking pretty nice. This is looking very nice. I feel pretty happy with the way this is going so far. Okay. There. Isn't this nice? Just imagine the feeling that all these soldiers had when they were going into this, sacrificing themselves like this. Oh my goodness. That is such a wondrous thing to think about. Whew, such a scary thing to think about. Well, like I say, I do not like war. I don't think it's something that should be glamorized. Okay. Alright, now let's go ahead here and get this guy's helmet, okay? Just like this, like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got it already. We got the rim, okay? Now let's get the top of it like this. Okay, there he goes. Ooh, yeah. We got him. Yeah, we got a shoulder there. We got a shoulder. You like that? Oh yeah. We got it. We got it. Hey. I know, we're having too much fun, aren't we? Here. Okay. Yeah, he's got a little something going on here. His shoulder's going down this way. Okay. And we got a little bit of something right here. Maybe he's got his arm going down this way. Maybe he's got this little thing billowing out a little bit. Okay. There it goes. Here it goes. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay. Now we're going to leave a little bit of shadow in there because we're going to create some midtones later is what we're going to do, okay? And just all those dark spots is a good note for us to leave where we have to go. Okay? These guys back here are going to be kind of the same as the guys over in the distance, where it doesn't matter that much how much detail we put into them, because there's not that much of them that's going to be seen. Okay? Right here we got this guy. Maybe here's his nose a little bit. His face is a little bit more draped in shadow, but we'll go ahead and give him a little something there, just to kind of indicate that, yeah, he's here. He's here. He's here. There he is. Let's not mess with him too much. Okay? Now remember that you kind of want to keep things a little abstract. A little abstract when you're painting like this. When you're painting a scene like this, I should say. Because there's going to be these instances here where you're looking at these things going, what is going on necessarily? And then maybe you got this guy with his foot out there, and he's got a little bit of something right there. But the most detail is going to be on your focal point. And the focal point is going to be this guy right here, or maybe these two. Pick one. One of these two right here, or this guy right here. This guy's closest, so he's probably going to get most of the detail, right? At least that's the way I think. And is there anything that I want to do to him before we leave him? Before we leave him? I don't know. I don't know. I think I might go in here. Just get a little something right there. And right there. Okay? And maybe bring the bridge of his nose up there a little bit. There. That's probably as much as I feel like doing right now. Yeah, I think that's where I want to leave him. Okay, let's go ahead and rinse off this brush. Get all the paint off of it. There's where it goes. Okay. So all we gotta do is show it to his boss. We got that little hummingbird going. Now I wipe off the brush. I should probably take that little piece of paper towel off because it's getting a little dirty. Now, here's what we do. We go into this mid-tone color now. And we're gonna suggest some dark things in here. Some little shadow colors. Okay. There. And we can go straight up and down. Just run through that dark paint with this, okay? That's really all we gotta do. Run through that dark paint. Like this. Okay? Don't be afraid to do it either. Because a lot of that dark paint's gonna go ahead and just do its thing. There it goes. Alright. Maybe we got a few lines going down here. Maybe we got some things right in here where we want to get more delicate details. Like the shadows on his face like this. Just like that. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's kind of haunting, isn't it? A little bit. A little bit. Well, like I say, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to put those mid-tones in there, okay? You might even want to leave a few of the shadows showing if you really want. If you really want. You don't have to. But it's something to do. Alright. Now we'll go in here and get some of this guy. Just like that. And then, right in there. There it goes. Just follow what you've already done. As long as you've laid the groundwork, this is going to be so much easier. Believe me, it is so much easier when you've already laid the groundwork. Now, this might be a little tougher if you've passed the buck to yourself by giving, shortchanging your painting before you've even gotten to all this part. But if you've left those dark areas in and really paid attention to what you were doing, ooh, this is going to be a piece of cake. Okay. Well, look at that guy. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay. Go over these two. Give them little bits, little hints of color right there. Okay, there they go. See, they don't matter that much. They really don't matter that much. We don't have to do anything to them. Okay? Now we go in here and, make a note of all these colors here. And this guy here, same deal. We've already done all the legwork. All we have to do is go in with this color, this violet color, this mid-tone color. You can make it bluer, you can make it redder, you can make it whatever color you really want. Because again, this is your painting. Okay. There. I'll leave that like that. And then these guys over here, we'll go ahead and give them a little something. Just to let us know they're there. Okay. That's really all we have to do. That's all we had to do. And what we can do next is, if we had any spots where things got a little hairy over here, we can go ahead and, I don't know, we can cover up their feet a little bit maybe back here. Ooh, we're going to use some yellow in there, I think. Yeah, we're going to use a little bit of yellow, I think. Here, let me get my fan brush back out. Because I still got that fan brush with all that paint in there. Okay? And look at all this. Look at everything we've already painted in such a short amount of time. Okay? We can go ahead and push the bristles down with the fan brush if we really want. Because sometimes that makes some interesting effects happen. Like maybe we get all these bushes here that kind of come out and just like that. Maybe that's all there is to it. Okay? Okay. Here's what we can do. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. All we got to do. Okay. Just don't forget that separation and don't lose it. Because if you lose that separation with the values, that separation between light and dark, the painting won't look as good. And then you're going to have to go through a whole bunch more effort. A whole bunch more effort to go ahead and get that same effect. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just wipe off a little bit of that violet color right there. There it goes. I'm going to take some of that highlight, and I'm just going to, okay, just like that. All right. Okay. There's that. There is that. And what else can we do here? I might want to just wipe this off again, like that. And I'll take some of this color right here. Maybe these guys need a little bit of a shadow down in here. Maybe they need... Yeah, maybe they need this. I don't know. Maybe they need a little bit of that and to ground them a little bit. Because, you know, you don't want them to look like they're floating, right? No, you don't want that. You'll get these guys a little bit over here too. There. And over here. Why not? Okay. Not too much. Not too much. There. I think we about got it. So let's set this brush down. And with that, let's take our liner brush, dip into our medium, roll it around in that vermilion. And if we want, we could make a little bit of a mark here for some flowers and stuff. Maybe one there, and have some fun with that. One there. Why not? As a matter of fact, I can go ahead and take a little bit of our mud color over here, maybe. Take a little bit of the mud color with some of that alizarin crimson. Okay. And I can go maybe in here. Okay. Yeah. That's one way to do it. Yeah, that's one way to do it, all right. And create just some tree trunks in here for all this little stuff. Okay. This is just a little bit of the mud color and some alizarin, which makes a surprisingly effective tree trunk color. Nice little brown right there. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Make sure when you make trees like that, that they're not even. You want them to be all kinds of random. Okay. Shoot off those branches. Let them go wherever they want. Okay. Just like that. And it's up to you how much detail you want to put in them. Okay. There. And that's about all we got to do. Here. Let me wipe off my liner now that it just did a whole bunch of painting. And we'll take the vermilion like we planned. You know me, I like to add things at the last minute like that. We'll just roll it around in that red paint. And then we'll go right here and put the initials. S. Here. S. K. There. And that's how you know the painting's finished. And with that, my friend, it doesn't look like I got any more paint on my shirt. I want to thank you for joining me today for this painting. I really had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you're going to have fun with it too. Give this one a try sometime. You might surprise yourself. Remember, don't get too detailed in the background. Save all your details for your focal point, your foreground. And with that, it's about time for me to leave you again, I'm afraid. So, until next time, with love from me to you, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.